Alright, guys, today I'm going to explain to you and the US government, in case you're watching, 5 reasons why I would be a bad World War III draft pick. This is just me doing sort of a, you know how in an interview you tell people why you're good. I'm telling you why I'm not good, just to save the government time and money to, pick better candidates out there for World War III. So this is my interview for not getting drafted for World War III, to help you guys, because I'm such a patriot. This is my video telling you 5 reasons why I would be a terrible World War III draft pick. Alright, so the first reason is I have something called kyphosis, and kyphosis is sort of a disease in one's posture where it exaggerates the curve and you have sort of a hunchback, and this is genetic. That being said, I am self-diagnosed. I haven't had a doctor officially diagnose me, but I'm like 99% sure if I went to a doctor, they would validate my self-diagnosis. But basically, my spine curves forward like in the photo here, and that causes, pain by doing simple things like standing for long periods of time. It hinders your ability to do certain things like squat or heavy lifting in certain movements, or even climbing things could be a little bit more dangerous and prone to injury versus someone that doesn't have this. So what I'm saying is, in the military, you're in a rough you're in rough situations. Even beyond training, you're gonna be thrown into situations where you are expected to have a stable physical to be in stable physical condition. And I think just by default, my baseline, because I have kyphosis, I won't be able to pass a physical in the military. Like, I'm prone to injury. I have imbalance because my spine is genetically, it's just, it grew weird. And I think, this is just my opinion, I think if I was shooting downrange because of my kyphosis and my imbalance in my muscles, I probably can't shoot straight. And I think that's a very important thing to be able to do in the military. So just this thing alone might put me in a position where I should not be considered for a World War III draft. So the first one is kyphosis. The second one is, on top of my kyphosis and my imbalance in my spine, I have really bad allergies. Ever since I was a kid, just petting a dog would give me pink eye. Even sweating would give me pink eye. I remember for all of middle school, this is no joke, I had pink eye, and I just suffered for all those years until I realized, like, oh, Benadryl exists. But anyways, what I wanted to say was, I have severe allergies, and this will hinder my performance as a soldier if I was drafted to World War III. I'm prone to getting pink eye during a shootout. Imagine that, like having a shootout, and like I can't even see, just snot, and it's red, and like I can't even make, tough decisions because of my allergies during a shootout. It would be really bad. Like, I would be, the last person you want protecting you in the middle of a shootout, especially if I'm breaking out in pink eye and allergies. Especially like where are we fighting now? Whatever other country we might be deployed at, they might have like dust and like sand storms and stuff. Like, I could barely manage my allergies, and I live in fucking California, where it's all sunshine and fucking rainbows all the time. Imagine me in some foreign country with dust, and like, I don't know, the environment would be different, and I would just start having hives in the middle of a shootout. So that's just, just imagine that. And imagine like we're in a stealth mission, sneaking around the battlefield, and I start sneezing. My sneeze will give away our position, and we're all dead. Boom, we're all dead. Do you really want me in there? I don't think so. I'm gonna become a liability to other soldiers. They're gonna be like, oh look, that's the allergy guy. Like, I hope he's not on our team. He's gonna fucking be a what do you call it? Be a danger to our whole squad. And then you might be like, oh, why don't you just take Benadryl, right? They have Benadryl in the military. Well, guess what? Benadryl makes you fall asleep. Imagine me I'm taking allergy medicine. I'm taking Benadryl. And then in the middle of a shootout, I start dozing off because of the Benadryl, and I'm just like, I can't even stay awake. So it's like, just the last thing you want to do is have a sleepy soldier in the middle of a really important mission. So this just, I don't see any way I could be effective in the battlefield. I'm not meant for it. It's just genetically I'm not meant for it. Even if I tried, my genetics just are like, you're not meant for, the battlefield. All right. Next one, I have a weak bladder. On top of my kyphosis, on top of my allergies, I have a weak bladder. Now, admittedly, I don't think this is genetic. I think this is my own doing. I think this is my fault entirely because I started drinking a lot of black coffee since I was like 19. And I just been pounding caffeine and fasting, and I've been like drinking sparkling water and like doing all these crazy diets, and I think I really ruined my my bladder, because we all know black coffee makes you poop, but on top of that, all the things I did to myself and drink pre-workout and all these things, I just weakened my bladder a lot. Like after drinking a cup of water, I have to go pee immediately, but then after, like on top of that, if I drink black coffee, like I have to poop really bad, and if I eat something small, I have to poop really bad within like 15 minutes. So I just don't think my body is able to hold in food, especially in a war zone. Like I need a bathroom on me at all times, and this is real. When I travel, I have to make sure, like, where's the nearest bathroom. If I travel far, I have to get a hotel or something just to ensure I could drive somewhere, poop, and then go back to where I need to go. I can't do long distance one-way trips because I want to poop comfortably in a good place where I feel safe. And in the military, aside from the base and the bunker, if I'm somewhere else and I have to camp out, I can't make my ability to make hard decisions and plan strategies, like in the photo here, it's not gonna be good. Here, hold on, I'm blocking the image. It's not gonna be good because imagine having diarrhea and then your lieutenant is asking you what the plans are for the mission, but you have diarrhea. It's just not, you're just gonna mumble some jargon, some random stuff, and they're gonna be like, what is wrong with this guy? And that's basically gonna be me, because if there's no restroom, if there's not enough bathroom accommodations, I don't think I'm gonna be a good soldier. Imagine me having to poop during a shootout. How are you gonna strategize and dodge bullets and like take care of your teammates and watch their back if you have to poop? It's gonna affect my ability to walk long distances. Maybe if you have diarrhea, maybe you can walk a few blocks, but every single day, let's just say you have to walk 2 miles to like the mission objective. I'm not gonna make it. Also, I'm gonna consume the most toilet paper, and how is that gonna cause drama within the platoon? They're gonna be like, look at that guy. That's the guy that not only sneezes during stealth missions, but he's taking up all the fucking toilet paper. Like I'm gonna be the odd one out. They're just gonna send me back home, and I'm just gonna waste tax dollars. And lastly, my bullet point here was I won't be able to make tough decisions while suffering from diarrhea. That's the biggest one. It's like in the military, you need to have a clear mind under a lot of stress, and I think just having a weak bladder, just the moment I have to poop, logic goes out the window. I can't think for shit. No pun intended. Anyways, next one. I space out too much. I think I have ADHD, and I know I was never diagnosed. I never took Adderall, but I feel like I have it, and I think in the military this is going to be a bad thing because I'm going to easily forget details about where to go and what to do, who the bad guy is. I'm going to be thinking about random things like food and my PlayStation or my computer or what's at home, or when do I get to go back home, or why am I here. Like I'm going to just have some existential thoughts throughout the battlefield, and it's not going to be good. I'm going to zone out. And imagine me spacing out during a shootout. It's not going to be good. So yeah, it's not good to have ADHD in the battlefield, but I have it probably. I'm gonna get lost in the war zone. I'm really bad with directions. Like I need to use the GPS for places I've driven to a billion times. That's how bad it is. Now imagine me being in a foreign country where they tell me, okay, this is where the enemy is, this is where you gotta meet up, this is where you're gonna get dropped in, this is where you're gonna get picked up. Like I'm gonna forget that. And if they're relying on me to convey the objective points of where to be to my teammates in the squad, I'm gonna point them to, like, the wrong way on the map. So that's terrible. I think this is the last one. I'm not motivated. Obviously, if I was motivated, this would be a different story. But if they draft me for World War III, if you guys pick me for World War III, I'm not gonna be motivated. You can't force someone to be a great soldier. They have to want it themselves, right? Like right now, I have a good job. I have I work a desk job. Everything's comfortable. I have steady pay. I have my life set up here. So imagine like the military that's dragging me out of the current life I already built for myself, so I could fight a war that I don't really believe in. Like, that doesn't really make sense. I'm not gonna put my best foot forward in something I didn't even sign up for, right? Also, I'm a college dropout. I dropped out of college because I wasn't motivated. What makes you think I'm gonna do well in the military if I couldn't even do college, right? So it doesn't align. Other point is the World War III doesn't align with my personal or career goals. Like, there's nothing personal I want to develop in the military. So there's nothing in it for me. But also career wise, like career growth wise, there's also nothing in it for me. Like, I've seen the pay ranges in the military, and it's not good. I'm not impressed. I know they get a lot of like benefits and perks, and there's programs out there to help you buy a house, and there's incentives, like military veterans get a lot of things. But at the same time, it's like, what do you gain? What do you also gain? You get like PTSD. There's a lot of bad things that come with it. And I already found my career path outside the military. So if I get drafted, I feel like I'm losing all of that. Like in the photo here, I'm gonna feel like I'm getting dragged away from what I already built for myself. Like, I already have something, and you're gonna draft me. You're gonna take me away. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, the pay sucks ass. Even if it didn't suck ass, I wouldn't want it. The other reason I didn't mention yet is I think we're fighting for bad people in charge. Like, if I get drafted for World War III, I think the people that are calling the shots aren't good people. This is way out of the scope of this video, but we gotta see those files, man. We gotta see those files. That's all I gotta say. If you're not gonna show the files, how are you gonna put my life on the line when you don't even want to put the files public, right? How am I gonna put my life on the line for someone that can't show the files? I'm gonna end it there. I think that's it. Yeah, that was all the slides. Anyways, those are the top 5 reasons so far that I would be a bad World War III draft pick. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm a bad or good draft pick, or I'm right. I'm not a good soldier. Go pick someone else. If you like this video, I have 5 more things. I have 5 extra bonus reasons why I won't be a good draft pick, but I'll save that for another video. Like this video and subscribe for more content like this. Anyways, let me know how you're doing. All right, see you.